top of the morning and happy St. Patrick's Day.
Wow.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Behind the Tech with Kevin Scott, a podcast that goes behind the scenes with today's most innovative tech leaders. Check out the links in the description of this podcast. And Paul is...
I can't even center this thing.
Mobile in the house because we had the scratchy. There's some... We tried to troubleshoot right before this, but something.
I mean, we could turn this into a career, but...
That is...
Let's just move on,
I'd almost say we actually kind of have turned it into a career. I mean, this has been, how many episodes? 1.5 million plus or minus, something like that?
Yep.
Big things on the agenda. First off, Paul, my headphones are arriving today, even though everything else said it was going to arrive Thursday, but UPS...
Where did you pre-order?
Like, the 5 seconds after they went, became available.
I mean, but from Xbox, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's your problem. But okay.
So I tried. Anyways, so those are coming today. Thankfully, like one of the benefits of where I live is one of Microsoft's like major whatever partner they use for all this distribution and stuff has a warehouse in Louisville, Kentucky, which is like 90 minutes from here. And so whenever it comes out of there, I get it like right away, which is what is happening with this one. So
I also get a lot of stuff routed through Louisville for some reason.
Yeah.
It must be like a big UPS.
I'm pretty sure Microsoft uses a logistics partner who handles all this stuff. I mean,
right.
And whoever that mystery company is, it might even be UPS. Who knows?
It might be UPS. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they do. Intel also has a bunch of. So, are these chips kind of remind me of like I want to say Pentium 4, like fewer cores but higher clock speeds. Because that used to be like the big race was clock speeds, right? Everyone's getting to 5 gigahertz, then they realize kind of like that's not really possible.
It sort of seems like depending on who you talk to, cores are the new megahertz wars. But yeah, you're right, they are fewer cores. I guess the only thing anyone would ever care about is whether or not they're faster than their predecessors. So they are. So well, that and why are they still in 14 nanometer is a legitimate question, but I guess it's reliable.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I also forgot that intro was made by our friend Justin. It is St. Patrick's Day. Paul is looking very green over there, and so
I guess I should have put on something green. I don't really celebrate the non-holidays.
My wife actually asked this morning. She's like, "Don't you guys take holidays off?" It's like, "Oh,
missed opportunity."
It is a missed opportunity, but I think it is worth pointing out that there will be no shows next week, Paul. None.
Yeah, why is that, Brad?
I'm going to try to get in the car with the people who I've lived with for the past year and seen nobody else and drive to a different house that's closer to some bodies of water and hang out with those people longer.
I literally can't figure out how to angle this.
What do you do for a living again?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't pose with a phone in my hand. I can tell you that. Yeah, we are going to kind of go away this weekend as well.
Wow.
Only for the weekend. So I'm probably not going to do... Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do Ask Paul this Friday. I'm going to be gone.
Yeah, so everybody can be looking forward to a nice little reprieve of this. What else is happening? What is this Microsoft released Community Toolkit 7 that looks like Fluent, but I've never seen any of these features in Windows?
Yeah, so back in the day, the Community Toolkit started as a way for Microsoft developers to show people some of the things you can do with UWP. And so they always create like this giant sample app that has all the stuff in it. So you can say, oh, this is what this effect does, blah, 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 whatever. It has evolved over time. So it still covers UWP, but it's also for .NET. In fact, I think there's a special version of it now that's literally for the like standard, like .NET standard stuff, like the standard version of .NET. But it's just, code and utilities and things to get developers started to do certain things using modern Microsoft desktop developer tools. I'm sure it will turn into a project reunion thing over time.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm curious how these things are going to be related because it feels like there's not two competing things, but there's like you've got these two different paths currently kind of available. Yeah. So. Yeah.
There's more than two, but yeah, on the Windows desktop, certainly. Yeah. At least.
And AMD, because they didn't want to be outdone by Intel, Although I feel like AMD's got the momentum of the chipset market, at least from a x86 or 64 perspective. Has a new 5000 series mobile processors, which are not going to be in the Surface Laptop 4, which should be announced here in the next few weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, now that AMD has announced the next generation chips, Microsoft can announce a new laptop with the last generation.
I got nothing, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
It's the way of things.
It's
Well, by the way, so I'm going through all these laptop reviews right now.
Yeah.
And it has occurred to me, and this is, of course, a great bit of marketing for Intel, and this was never presented to me like this, and I just kind of came to this. But a lot of the laptops that I got late last, like September, October, which is some of the ones I'm finally finishing reviews on, have 10th generation Intel Core chipsets in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. I mean, it's a great chipset. You and I have often kind of said, like, if you're advising someone on, computers, like, you want to look for like an 8th gen or newer to get that quad core kind of thing going. But there's a new milestone that has occurred in the Intel side that I think is just as important as that 8th gen 4-core thing. And that is the introduction of Iris Xe graphics in the 11th gen chipsets. So the one I'm reviewing now is like the one I just reviewed. They're both HP EliteBooks. They both have 10th generation chipsets with UHD graphics. HP is now selling a next gen version of the same product. It's exactly the same, except it's basically exactly the same. But on the inside, it has 11th gen chips. And actually, that's a significant jump, because the Iris Xe graphics are entering into like low-end gaming capabilities, right? 1080 gaming.
Yeah.
And those are a lot. Those are a significant step up. This is that Evo thing, right? Intel's trying to market against the M1 right now. But it's just coincidentally what they literally do have right now. And there really is a significant jump when you go from 10th to 11th gen. So I would kind of almost say, like, 11th gen might be the, going forward is kind of the new minimum. Like, someday soon I will no longer, like, UHD will be a thing of the past, for laptop reviews.
If I keep moving this around, does it make it harder for you?
Yeah, actually, it does. I literally can't do the simple manipulation of left means right. It's like trying to use the brakes on a motorcycle, if you're used to a car.
Well, if you're used to this podcast, Paul, you're probably going to like this other podcast by Kevin Scott. Now, you may not recognize the name, but there's a good chance if you're listening to this, you might. But he is the Chief Technology Officer over at Microsoft, and he's got a pretty cool podcast. It's called Behind the Tech, and you can find it on pretty much every single platform. And what he does is he goes behind the scenes with today's most innovative tech leaders, people like Mae Jemison, you've got Sam Altman, you've got Reid Hoffman, just the list goes on and on. He just recently talked to Jacob Collier, who just won a Grammy, and there will be good links in the description of this podcast or on Thurrott.com or other places, but it's worth a poke. I think I'm up to like 7 or 8 of them now that I've listened to.
Yeah, nice.
Just because they're professional and well done, unlike this.
Actually, you can see it the other way. See that little thing in the corner there?
That Sonos speaker?
That used to be in my daughter's bedroom.
Oh.
But my wife insanely demanded that we have more speakers in here than we need.
There's nothing insane about that.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, this is coming from the voice of somebody who has more Sonos speakers per square footage than I think many people do. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to count them because that's too much money to think about. Yeah. IDC wearables grew quite a bit. Not that big of a surprise, I don't think. I think wearables will be growing for a while, personally, but we'll see.
Yeah. And to be clear, because I think some people were confused by this, wearables includes like what I'll call smart earbuds and headphones and things like that. It's not just things that go in your wrist, and that category probably expands over time. As we get like insertable devices or whatever we're going to be doing.
Insertable devices.
Yeah, like something you might embed in your skin or something.
All right, we'll just go with that one. And then you mentioned this yesterday, but I totally glossed over what you actually said, as I usually do. I didn't realize that this new Nest Hub thing monitors you while you sleep.
Yeah, so a lot of people will be, the headlines are so easy to write. It's like
Yeah.
new Google device wants to watch you sleep, right? It doesn't have a camera. So I think it was the Pixel 4
Hmm.
that introduced the solely radar sensor kind of thing, and you could do like hand gestures in the air and stuff like that, and it would like turn the display on as you lifted the device toward you, that kind of stuff. That
Yeah.
kind of didn't go so well in phones, although maybe it comes back at some point. So it uses that kind of thing, and it has other sensors, and it does monitor your sleep, but it does it, without requiring you to have like a wrist-based
Hmm.
device or whatever. And it also is, I mean, I would never put one of these things next to my bed, but it has kind of neat features if you want that kind of thing for like an alarm where, it quietly comes on and slowly gets louder. You can snooze it with a wave of your hand, that kind of thing. Like it's not
Do you
completely
get to
ridiculous.
define how you wave at it? Because I have a
Yeah,
great gesture for that.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, look, it's kind of anything like this is polarizing.
Yeah.
There are people who wouldn't trust anything by Google, let alone in their bedroom, and I get it, but there are a lot of people, like we were just talking about wearables, like
Hmm.
people are concerned about their health. Um, sleep it might even be the primary component of health, actually. I mean, but whatever, it's a huge component. So
Yep.
I'm not going to use it, but I mean, I wear Fitbit to bed. It monitors my sleep. It's not watching me sleep. It doesn't have a camera either, but it's, using sensors to monitor.
Yeah. Realizes how much you're moving.
Yeah, I move a lot. My quality of sleep is not good. I don't need Google to tell me that. I already know.
Fun. So what is today? Today's Wednesday. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope wherever you're going, the weather is better. It's been a little.
So here's the funny thing. It's kind of is. Like it's a long drive. So we're going to
Yeah.
Hilton Head Island, and the weather will be better, but it's not like light years better. I mean, it's on the coast, but at least we'll be able to go to the beach.
It's a different, yeah, it's a different place.
Yeah,
Like
it's
just,
way. I mean, we don't have a beach here, or the Atlantic Ocean. If we ever do have a beach in the Atlantic Ocean, something has gone terribly wrong, and
right.
Cincinnati is the new New York City. And I look forward to my increasing property values. Um,
I mean, that would also mean Pennsylvania was gone, so I would probably be in a better place, or at least a different place.
yeah, so it'll be different, hopefully better. And things that you should also pay attention to that are better is this new podcast by Kevin Scott called Behind the Tech. You can find links in the description below. We'll catch all of you right back here next time.
Next week, I'll do it from the bathroom.